My name is Catherine Klink, and I'm here to talk to you about emergent literacy and why parents' involvement is very important for their children. Okay, emergent literacy, what is it? Emergent means early, and literacy is reading and writing. So emergent literacy is everything a child knows about reading and writing before he or she can read or write. Children gain this knowledge of language and reading and writing long before entering school. And you're going to find out how they do that and how they learn how to read and write, learning reading and writing skills before they enter school. Early literacy is the development of reading and writing and begins at the first 5 years of life and is closely linked to a child's earliest experiences with books and stories. Why are parents critical to their child's literacy skills? They are the contributing factors to a child's early development. They have a strong influence as early education. Children who are poor readers at the end of the first grade almost never acquire average level reading skills by the end of elementary school. Why are parents critical to their child's literacy skills? School success is largely determined by age 3. Basic language and communication skills are formed during a child's first 3 years. Language experience before age 3 is an excellent predictor of reading ability in 3rd grade. After 3 years of age, it is difficult to make up differences in earlier experiences. And in this chart, it's kind of hard to see, but here is like where the child's age is by months, and then it goes into years. And if you can see for the red, the cognitive function, by right around here, 8 months to about 5 years old is where their highest early development is. When do children develop these early literacy skills? They begin at birth. Children's brain develop and they learn more rapidly from birth to age 5 than at any other time in life. Beginning at birth, children's brains develop connections called synapses based on their experiences. The more experiences and learning opportunities, the more connections are made. The connections that are used to become permanent and those that are not used are eliminated. Why is family literacy important? Family members who care for the children are the first teachers. Children who engage in early literacy and activities at home are better prepared for school and have higher rates of success in school. So their grandparents, their parents, older siblings, whoever takes care of them, they're the first teachers. This is a chart to show how important involvement is. This is how parents that are very engaged and then less engaged, and words that are heard per hour for very engaged parents are 2,168 words, and less engaged, they learn 616 about. Words they know by age 3 is 1,116 for engaged parents, and less engaged is 525. And by 4, it's 45 million for engaged and 13 million. Letters of alphabet by age 5 is 22 letters and 9 letters for less engaged. Parents that read every day, their involvement is 59% and less involved is 36%. So now I'm going to talk about what are the literacy skills that you should help your child develop before they enter school. Oral language, phonological awareness, print concepts, writing, and alphabet knowledge. This builds the foundation on which each child will build academic proficiency. How do they develop these skills? With interaction. Interaction is the most important. With literacy materials and children's lives, build the foundation for language, reading, and writing development. Children learn to talk, read, and write through social literacy experiences where adults interact with them by using materials, books, magazines, crayons, markers. Exploring and playing with books, singing nursery rhymes, listening to stories, recognizing words, and scribbling are the building blocks for language and literacy development. They count. Their early experiences count. The children's early experiences largely determine the way they will learn, think, and behave for the rest of their lives. So every moment before they enter school counts. Parents, caregivers, and teachers are essential partners in a child's development of reading and writing and language skills that they can lead to school success. Print concepts. Concepts of print. Print awareness describes children's interest in print, knowledge of the names and distinctive features of various print units, alphabet letters, words, and the way in which different print units may be combined in written language. Examples. Read aloud with your child every day. That is the most important thing you should do before your child enters school. Talk about the stories you read to make them more meaningful. Tell them who, what, where. Show them the front and the back cover of a book, who the author is, the illustrator. Children will learn about books in print, for example. We read the words rather than the pictures. Point from left to right how the sentences are supposed to be read. And from the front of the book to the back. You don't start in the middle, you don't start at the back, you start from the front to the back. Those are very important and meaningful purposes. This is a video that will show you concepts of print engagement with parents more in detail.
Alright, where's the R?
2.5-year-old Mira couldn't be getting a better start for life as a reader.
Next to the I.
She can already name most of the letters of the alphabet.
Right. And then finally A, where's the A?
When it's time to become a reader, she'll have less to learn because of the head start her parents are giving her.
Mira.
Yeah, good job. Give me 5. Good job.
Look, Mira, melons. M for melons and M for Mira. Look, we have melons in our list.
Mira's mother does what reading researchers recommend. She finds opportunities to point out print and how it's used.
Look, Mira, C for cucumbers.
Mira is learning that signs are different from shopping lists,
Sweetie, peppers. Let's get some peppers.
which are different from stories. Mira is also discovering that all of these kinds of writing are made up of words, which in turn are made up of letters.
C for cauliflower. M for mushrooms.
When Mira starts learning to read, she'll already know a lot about print,
Mushrooms in our list. Which mushroom
much
do you
more
want?
than she knows about self-control.
I want some of this.
Mira is getting such a rich exposure to books in print, it's clear she can't wait to read on her own. In fact, like many children, Mira pretends to read.
Make a wee flops.
Her play reading reveals that she already knows how books work. This knowledge comes from watching her parents read to her, and that's something they do every day. Every evening after dinner, Mira's parents switch off the phone and television for reading time. It's Mira's favorite part of the day.
Eat a good breakfast. And don't forget to wash the dishes, dear.
More is going on here than meets the eye. From her mother's moving finger, Mira learns that the print tells her mother what to say. She doesn't just make up a story based on the pictures.
You're bad.
The details that Mira and her 2-month-old brother Vijay are picking up are certainly important. But the most vital lesson this evening may be the simplest. Reading is a pleasure.
Why is he going? I think it's for the brother, Mommy.
His mommy and daddy want him to go and get his little brother.
The single most important thing that a parent can do to help a child learn to read is to transmit a love of reading to their children. Let them see you reading as a parent. Let them see that you enjoy and love print. And I say this to parents, even if you are not a reader yourself, you can still communicate to your children that books matter.
VJ can't yet follow the twists and turns of the plot, but he is paying attention to his mother's voice,
Try to stay out of trouble.
tuning his brain to the elementary speech sounds that make up English. He's already laying the foundations for becoming a reader.
And we'll be home soon.
Major funding for Reading Rockets comes from the United States Department of Education, Office of Special Education Programs. For author interviews, recommended reading lists, and information about teaching kids to read, please visit us online at www.readingrockets.org.
Okay, so in the video you could see that pointing to each word left to right is very important. They learn how the words in a sentence go. She's starting from the front of the book to the back of the book, and even her brother is learning the sounds of words just by her reading, the mom reading a story. And they are enjoying reading. They're not using it as something that's not fun. Oral language is another skill. This refers to the ability to use words to communicate ideas, thoughts, and to use language as a tool to communicate to others. Spend time in conversation with your child to develop vocabulary and knowledge of the world. Label what you see and explain how things work. Like in classrooms, you'll see everything is labeled in the early childhood grades. Everything is labeled. That's how they learn. Like the board is the board, door is D-O-O-R. They learn how to read just by seeing the sight words. By 4 years of age, children should have a receptive vocabulary of nearly 3,000 words and an expressive vocabulary by nearly 2,000 words. So they should be able to use expressive words like I'm sad or ouch, that hurts. They should have a very wide variety of words by age of 4. Phonological awareness refers to the ability to recognize, manipulate, and use sounds in words, including the ability to hear and discriminate the sounds in language. So play with language to help your child listen to rhymes, letter language, letter sounds, read nursery rhymes and other rhyming books. See how many rhyming words you can think of together. Use words that start with the same letter like they did in the video. She pointed out that Mira, her name, the child's name, starts with M, and Melon starts with M, so both has the sound. Writing is another skill. It's the ability to represent ideas and words in a printed or written format. Encourage your child to draw, even if it's just scribbling. Encourage them to write and access to pencils and crayons and markers. Activities to develop the muscle, their fine motor skills, their thumb and pointer finger. Have them tear paper. Just tearing paper increases their muscles in their hands, and crumbling paper, scooping and pouring Lego blocks, tongs like salad tongs, or even little tweezers, play tweezers that you could use. They help children develop those muscles. You can also show your child a different form of writing by having them send a letter or write a to-do list, a grocery list. Alphabet knowledge is the last skill. The ability to recognize letters with the alphabet in isolation, the context of word recognition and word use, including the ability to read words and text accurately and quickly. Teach your child about letters and words, what each letter sounds like. Notice words and letters around in the world, like in the grocery store in the video, how they pointed out to the different signs and the different letters. Read cereal boxes, labels on things, billboards, signs on the street. Have your child's name in their room, because then they can learn how to spell their name. Point out letters in your child's name that are in signs and billboards just like they did in the video. These are the top 10 things to do with your child at home. Record family trips. While you're on family trips, videotape it. Ask them, where are they? What are they doing? Number 9, follow a recipe and cook a family meal. Just like they showed you in the video, shows them how to read a recipe from left to right, step by step. Create a home library with your books and your child's children's books so they can see all different types of books. Keep a chart of chores or to-do lists, grocery lists. I just talked about that. Keep a journal together. Write about what you do every day, kind of like a diary with your child, so you and your child can come up with ideas and share the writing with others. Discuss or retell plots of TV shows. Kids love TV shows. While you're sitting there, ask them, who are the characters? You can just say, who is this? What are they doing? Where are they? Why are they doing this? Ask them these questions while they're watching their favorite TV show. Talk about your day, share stories at dinner time, help your child with their homework, leave notes in your child's lunchbox so they can see your writing. And the number one to get your child on the road to reading is reading together every day. I have handouts for you if you would like to have some. It's ways developing writing and spelling at home, building your child's vocab, how you can read this. And this is just like something to hang up on your refrigerator on how you can make a huge difference at home. And I have a couple of questionnaires, and I will be available after for any questions that you might have.